Browns getting ready to head to New Orleans. They will do it with one of their key players, defensive tackle Mike Hall, who popped up on the injury report, was added on Thursday, did not practice on Friday, and now was officially ruled out. Kevin Stefanski not giving us much info other than saying that an injured reserve stint is certainly on the table for the rookie. So Mary Kay, this is a guy that obviously Jim Schwartz had big plans for this week to maybe help out, fill out even at the defensive end position. So this is a significant loss for the Browns as they head to New Orleans.
Well, it is, and it is also in part because this was their highest draft pick this year, and we know he missed the first 5 games of the season in that suspension. And now he is in jeopardy of missing at least 4 more games and possibly more than that. And he's only played in 4. So really his rookie season is starting to be a wash, and that's unfortunate because he was starting to come around. I look out there and I see the explosiveness, I see the activity. He knocked down Justin Herbert in the last game, and he was really starting to come into his own a little bit.
Yeah, Ashley, it was easy to see once he came back from the suspension, sort of what the Browns also saw in Mike Hall with the way that he was playing.
Yeah, and I think just losing him is a big hit to their depth, considering everything else that's gone on the D-line in the first half of the year. Obviously, Zadarius Smith is traded. They parted ways with Quentin Jefferson. Now Mike Hall's hurt. Alex Wright was already hurt, done for the year. So, again, we know Jim Schwartz likes to rotate his guys a lot. And Myles Garrett talked a little bit about that today, and he said he's ready to play more snaps if he has to, because I think I looked right now on the active roster, only 3 D tackles. That's, not the position you want to be in if you're them.
Now, some good news on the defensive line, and we saw a little bit of it before the bye week when he had 3 sacks and 4 plays. Myles Garrett, who has been dealing with all sorts of injuries from his Achilles to his feet, he said today, Mary Kay, that he's feeling healthy and really feeling healthier than he's felt all season. So Myles certainly trending in the right way here for the second half of the year.
Yeah, and you could see it in the previous game against the Chargers when he had 3 sacks in 4 plays. Of course, they made the mistake of trying to single him and give him a one-on-one matchup, which never really works with Myles Garrett, but he's feeling better. He said he went from like a 6 out of 10 to an 8. So that's good for Myles. I'm sure he never gets much above that at this point in the year, so he should be able to finish strong.
And Ashley, we've seen some years where Myles has been banged up. He's been hurt, and it's affected him in the second half. So to see him trending that other direction is a good thing. Yeah,
and it'll be interesting to see if he can still pull off finishing strong. We talked a lot about that in the offseason, in training camp, that was going to be important for this team to make a run. Now, they're 2-7, so I think they're not where any of us envisioned, but I do still think that's a personal hurdle that Myles Garrett can work to get over, because we've never really seen him. Even last year, he went like so many games without a sack towards the end of the season. We've never seen him with that really strong finish yet.
And of course, more good news. This is a healthy football team. This is where you want to be after the bye. And of course, it's all relative. There are some guys they are going to be missing, but everyone who's on the active roster outside of Mike Hall was at practice today, is going to be available for this game. And that, of course, includes Joel Bitonio, who had popped up on the injury report earlier this week, Mary Kay.
Yeah, and you know Joel. Joel is going to play hurt. He's going to play through whatever. He's got a pectoral issue, and he was limited all week, but he doesn't have an injury designation. It means he will play, and that's just Joel.
And that's one of the advantages you hope to get off your bye, Ashley, is to just have your roster get right, have those little nagging injuries get healed. And again, outside of Mike Hall, who got hurt in that Thursday practice, this team seemed to get that done.
We've been talking about it all week. This just feels like the healthiest this team has been all year, period. And I mean, for basically all of 2024 at this rate, off-season, training camp, guys are coming back, but now you have to wonder, is it unfortunately going to be too late in the grand scheme of the season? But I still think there's work that these guys can do, and they'll get a chance to at least see in part how this maybe could have looked earlier in the season.
Okay, we'll cover everything that happens in New Orleans at cleveland.com/Browns.